Yes, let me quickly say this because my students often used to say that while delivering the lecture on distinctive features, if you deliver it as stress, it will give them a lot of problems. You know why? The simple reason is that all the features that I want to capture under distinctive features might be difficult for them to understand at once. In this case, I will have to break this lecture per subtopic, or let me say one by one, so to say. We have mentioned all the classes of distinctive features. Of course, we firstly mention the major class feature. So let me talk about the major class feature here. Then when I end that class, I'll move on to another class of distinctive feature. When it comes to the major class feature, we have three features that are sub-features under the major class features, which are sonorant, we have syllabic, and we have consonantal. Those are the three features that are under the major class features. Of course, these three features are peculiar with all the languages of the world because virtually all the languages of the world possess vowels and consonants. If any language has vowel and consonants, such language has the tendency to have these three features because, for instance, if a language has vowel, like in Yoruba language, Igbo language, Hausa language, in Nigeria here, or English language or French language, all the languages of the world, they have their vowels, they have their consonants, like we have discussed in the previous class. Having known that, the characteristics of being vowel is that a vowel is naturally sonorant and syllabic. How do I mean? Vowels, they sound musical. Apart from this parameter, we have tested over the years that vowel are syllabic in nature and they are sonorant in nature. Let me break it down. In Yoruba language, the rule says that it is only the vowel of Yoruba language that must carry the tonal mark. It is only the vowel in Yoruba language that must carry the tonal mark. The consonants will not carry the tonal mark. For instance, if you say baba, which is father, baba, you say do, mi, do, mi, do. That do, which is what's it called? Which is a tonal mark, which is the low tone, will be on the first a, then ba, ba. The second ba will also carry another tonal mark, which is mi, which is high pitch. The first one is low pitch. The second one is high pitch. So you are placing a tonal mark on that. I want to do the analogy or analysis of that. You are putting the tonal mark on baba. If you are putting it on baba, it will be do, mi. Look at this. So my tonal mark is on alphabet AA, which is R. And R, of course is vowel. Therefore, any letter that carries tonal mark in Yoruba language is known as sonorant and bisyllabic. Another one is nǹkan, something, nǹkan, something, nǹkan, something. Okay, let me tell you that nǹkan. This is nǹkan, nǹkan, something. If I want to put tonal mark on nǹkan, it will be re, do, re. That's re. In the old Yoruba version, we look like this. Re, do, re, nǹkan. But in the Akoto Yoruba, the standard Yoruba, it will not show. It will not show at all. It's only do and me that will be shown on our words. Re, do, re. So like the second one now. Re, do, re. So in that wise, that consonant that also carries tonal mark is also sonorant and being syllabic. Why? Is because it carries tonal mark. Remember I told you that in Yoruba language, any alphabet that carries tonal mark is sonorant and also what? Syllabic. And we have seen it in Baba that in Baba they carry do, mi, which is tonal mark, low pitch and high pitch. So that shows that in Baba, which is ha in our vowel, is sonorant and also syllabic. For nǹkan, we have a which is a nasal sound, nasal sound, and we have another nasalized vowel, which is which is the last one, this one, which is this one. In alphabet we call it A-N, but it is one phonemes, which is nasalized vowel. You know, in Yoruba language we have non-nasal and nasal vowel. They call it fáwẹ́lì àránmúpè àti fáwẹ́lì àìránmúpè. Fáwẹ́lì àránmúpè àwọn ni nasalized vowel. Fáwẹ́lì àìránmúpè àwọn ni non-nasalized vowel. So in that wise, when we are saying that, we are actually talking about the consonants and the vowels that are carrying tonal mark. When the consonant and vowels are carrying tonal marks, that means such vowel and consonants are syllabic and also sonorant. In English language also, we have 3 sounds, you remember, that are nasal sound: m, n, and ng. Those 3 sounds are also syllabic and they are sonorant. So sonority is one of the feature or characteristics of all the languages of the world, and which is peculiar to all the vowels and some consonants which are nasal sound in consonant sound. Then syllabicity, which is being syllabic, is peculiar to all the vowels in all the languages of the world, and consonants that are nasal. So the simple reason, another simple reason is that for the vowel, I said, because they are naturally voiced, so when we are articulating them, there is no obstruction in the vocal, in the buccal cavity, in the oral cavity or in the buccal cavity. There is a free flow of air in the articulation. Therefore, we talk about being sonorant, being syllabic. So the third one is consonantal. Here I need to clarify it. Not all the consonants are not all the consonant sound are also consonantal, and not all the consonantal are consonants. I will explain that better. Yes, for instance, if you are talking about consonantal, we talk about sounds produced with a radical obstruction of the airstream in the vocal cavity. A sound produced with a radical obstruction of the airstream in the vocal cavity. So the constriction might be a total constriction or partial constriction. Remember, we said earlier on that some scholars believe that when we are articulating consonant sound, there will be total blockage in the passage of the air. While some said that is not absolutely correct. Though we have some of them that are total obstruction, while we have some that are partial obstruction. The air escape narrowly. So there's a narrow escape of air, and there is total blockage of the air in the consonant sound. And that's the reason why we have what we call fricative, and the other one, was it called plosive. That's why we have fricative and plosive. You know, for fricative sounds, so the air escape narrowly, while in plosive there's blockage of air and sudden release of it. So for consonantal, therefore, we are saying that we can have pa, of course, you know, is a plosive sound. We have ba, which is of course plosive sound. Then we can have fricative sound like fa, like va, like sa, like. Then we have the ma, we have the na, which are also plosive sound. So all these, even the ra and la, which are also lateral sound, and the tree sound, there's escape of air in it. So all this shows us that we have the consonantal. Stay tuned, I'm going to continue with this.